Hi, I'm Jermaine Wilson, and I'm from Prison Fellowship. I want to thank you for tuning into our YouTube channel. The video you are about to watch was made specifically for an incarcerated audience, but we are excited to share with you a glimpse of the hope and encouragement Prison Fellowship is bringing into prisons across the country. Thank you for watching.
There's no way you're going to thrive or do anything worthwhile if you're not connected to the right people doing the right things.
Welcome to Thrive, a series in which formerly incarcerated men and women share messages of motivation and hope, specifically how they were able to thrive both in and out of prison and how you can too.
My name is Martin Dawson. I'm the Southern California Field Director with Prison Fellowship. But before that, I was a person who served 22 years as a person sentenced to 26 years to life for murder-robbery in California. If you want to know who a person is, show me who they hang around. The person and the people that you hang around are going to determine whether you're successful in prison or whether your prison term is just a rotating time of getting in trouble and going to the hole and getting caught up. If you're around people who are doing the right things, you're going to do the right things. If you're around the people that are still doing the same old mess, you're going to do the same old mess. If you're hanging around people playing basketball, you're going to get a better jump shot. If you're hanging around the people who are working out, you're going to get healthy. It's just common sense. The first thing I would say is please get over yourself. You cannot do this alone. If you're a life prisoner, like I was a life prisoner, the board wants to hear you say that you're willing and able to ask for help. A lot of times we get caught up. I got caught up because I tried to solve problems by myself that were just too big for me. In everyday circumstances, there are things that we have to ask people to help us with. And the beauty of it is you'll find that when you ask for help, 9 times out of 10, the problem gets solved and you're just amazed at how it worked out. You have to be able to ask for help. When I got to prison, I was scared. I was on the level 4 prison yard. I went to High Desert State Prison in California, one of the most violent prisons at the time, and I was scared. My mom had always written to me and told me to read the Bible, and I started reading the Bible, and through reading the Bible, I started to develop hope and started to develop faith because I was able to see who God created me to be. As I had hope and as I had faith, I began to want to do better. Even in prison, I wanted to change my life. And I began to surround myself around people who were like-minded. I began to go to church and to attend Bible studies and to be in community with those people who were doing the same type of things. And then from there, my life was different. I wasn't scared anymore because I knew that God would take care of me. One thing that surprised me was the fact that even the most destructive person in prison, even the hardest person in prison, will respect you if you're serious about what you're doing. When I surrendered my life to God and told the people I was formerly with that I was going to be a Christian, they allowed me to become a Christian and they allowed me to serve God in prison. That doesn't always happen, but the Word of God says that when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. And I experienced that. The first thing I would tell a person if they want to thrive in prison is get connected to God and with the Christian community. There's no way you're going to thrive or do anything worthwhile if you're not connected to the right people doing the right things. The second thing I would say is never stop learning. Wherever you're at in prison, there are classes, there are programs. Prison Fellowship has a bunch of them. And you can learn how to be better and do better. And the third thing I would say is never be satisfied. Never get to the point where you think, oh, this is as good as it gets. Always, no pun intended, strive for more. Always seek to thrive in whatever you're doing. Be the best at what you can do. So release day was amazing. It was just amazing. It was the culmination of every promise that God had given me in His Word, everything that my mom and dad and brother had prayed over me, and everything that I had believed in my heart, even though I didn't see how it could be possible. The beautiful thing about prison, there is beauty. The beautiful thing in prison, I was able to obtain skills. I was able to get trades. I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know when I would be able to do it. So getting out, I was focused on completing the transitional program I was going into. And from that point, I was focused on being able to work in ministry and to work in a career. So I had goals, and those goals were what kept me directed on the right path. A lot of the barriers, the first barrier is the stigma. There's the stigma that you've come out of prison, and for me, I came out of prison serving a life sentence for murder robbery. So there's the stigma of having a felony and not being able to get just any and every job. There's a stigma of having a felony and not being able to just rent any place to live. And then there's just the stigma of people are going to look at you as a person that's going to reoffend and go right back to prison. So just getting past everybody's stereotype and showing that I am a person who has values and morals, who's going to be hardworking and who's going to be somebody that can be trusted and somebody who is trustworthy. So overcoming those barriers were the initial ones that I had to overcome. As a life prisoner, you have to be able to say, this is the type of job I'm going to do when I get out. And a lot of people in prison say, I'll do any job they give me. But then you see people get out and say, I don't want to do this or that. I took every job that was given to me. I was hired, my first job coming out was as a painter. But when painting season slowed up, I still needed to work. I asked my supervisor to give me whatever work he had. He put me on every job there was. Hardest job I ever did was roofing. The most strenuous job I ever did was cement tile. But probably the worst job I ever did was just the trash and sanitary collection on work sites. Those work sites are not the cleanest place. The guys are not the cleanest guys, and they don't care about it, so they're going to leave it to you. And if you're the trash guy, you're responsible for all of it. But guess what? Had to support myself. I was going to support my family that God was going to bless me with. So I went to work every day and did it. Outside of prison, the way to thrive, number one, is to get a good support system. Again, you can't do this by yourself. You have to have people that are going to be able to help you with the things that you don't know how to do and haven't done in a long time. You have to have people to give you right direction. The other thing you have to do is be willing to go that extra mile. We have a stigma on us because we've come out of prison, and we're going to have to prove a lot of people wrong. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You can't say, woe is me. You have to get out there and do it. And I'm going to say this last, but it's the most important thing. If you haven't surrendered your life to God, you have to let God be the author and finisher of your faith. You have to let God lead and direct your life. Things that are impossible with man are possible with God. Thinking about getting out, the saying is that those who fail to plan to fail, and that's true. Even people who were doing the wrong things, they plan to do the wrong things. People might say that things just happen, they don't. I always say that how you think about something determines how you feel about something. How you feel about something determines what your action is going to be, negative or positive. So each and every day, I wake up thinking about how good God has been and what a privilege He's given me to live the life that I live. And so when I go through my day, my thoughts and my feelings are centered around God's goodness. And this, I don't Some people say, you don't say, I have to go to work. I get to go to work. I get to do all of these things. I get to work in ministry. I have this opportunity to talk to men and women who are incarcerated. That's an incredible opportunity. That's an incredible responsibility. So guess what? I have to plan what I'm going to say. I have to be very deliberate in my actions, because guess what? People are watching me. Just like I said, people are watching to see if I'm going to succeed or if I'm going to fail. And I have to be one of those people that are going to prove the naysayers wrong. That people can go out, get out of prison and be successful. People can continue in sobriety, continue in abstinence from negativity, and be productive members of society. In closing, man, I just want to say, if you're watching this, it's because God is wanting to do something in your life. If you're watching this, it's because you want to do something with your life. You could be doing anything right now. I know on that prison yard, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. Even in the cell or in the day room, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. But you're watching and listening this. The hope that you're looking for, I'm the face of that hope. That dream that you have about getting out, I'm what that dream looks like in reality. And I'm not here to say that I'm doing anything. I'm here to say that with God, all things are possible. You don't have to be stuck in whatever state you're in forever, because it's not going to be forever. Be encouraged.
Thriving in prison may sound impossible, but the people we heard from in this video prove that everyone can thrive no matter where they are. Reach out to your facility chaplain to take advantage of educational, life skills, and community building programs that are available to you.